by Riverside.
Hello and welcome into TheSadFan, where we talk about the good, the bad, and everything that made you sad from the week. Because in America, we're about to celebrate 4th of July. We thought we'd talk about America's favorite sport, soccer, to lead off the show. Yeah, everyone's in Camp West as far as the NFL.
All right.
And I'm not talking about their regular team camp, right? They're in their training camps. Max Crosby's got his defensive end camp going on. Travis Kelce's got the Taylor Swift camp going on. Like, there's a lot of camps going on. So we obviously have to start with soccer, and probably Copa America is where we need to start. And why we start with Copa America is because USA and the rest of CONCACAF were invited to the South American Cup, and it did not go well.
It was bad. USA got their asses kicked by Uruguay and Panama. Uruguay's a good team.
Yeah, you just keep going. Keep going. I got a lot on this, so I'm going to let you
There's really no excuse for losing to Panama, though. And
well, the red card. Anyway, the red card is kind of an excuse. You gave Gregg Berhalter an excuse. You punched somebody in 18 minutes of a game. What? I've been defending Timothy Weah for years, since he was a teenager, saying what a great player he is and how good he is for the U.S., and you punch somebody in the head.
Again, I mean, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
That's on Team USA. Again, that's not an excuse. That just means we suck.
It means, all right, you got to go, because otherwise I'm going to go off here. I've got 5 years of frustration.
Here's the thing. Control his team better. I mean, if you're having players punch people, that kind of shows on you as the coach.
You know what it does show on you as the coach? You know what shows on a coach? There's no sport in the United States or in the world where you're allowed to have 5 years. 5 years of mediocre to subpar results, never beating a top 15 team except for Mexico, who's having their worst ever stretch. Ever. Mexico's never been this bad. Ever. And that's all you have to hang your hat on. You put what is largely the most talented Team USA we have ever had. Talented. They are not our best team. Probably 2002 is a great team. 2006 through 2008 Gold Cup era was fun, right? But you have the most talented team as far as players playing overseas European football. And you, literally, I've said this a billion times, in jest, I guess, but not really, his only claim to fame is Columbus Crew in the MLS. That's it. That's what his resume says.
Yeah.
Okay? I wanted him fired after the World Cup. And I wanted them to go after the Canadian head football coach, head football soccer, European football. Canadian.
Obviously, I don't think this is a...
Who is also American. That's who I wanted them to go after. I wanted Jesse Marsh. And we didn't get Jesse Marsh because, one, nepotism. Gregg Berhalter's brother is on the United States Soccer Federation. Two, because I think they were definitely trying to avoid any backlash from the Berhalter camp, from the Reyna stuff that was going on. Remember that? The whole Giovanni Reyna thing and his father. And then I think it came out that he kicked his wife or something when he was 19. Like, what? Who survives this? Who survives this?
I just want to back up a second. I'm glad you specified European football, because for a second I thought you were advocating for us to hire.
Yeah, Ted Lasso, exactly. The Canadian Ted Lasso.
Somehow even nicer.
Could you imagine if who's the worst team in the NFL? Who is it? The Browns? Who's the worst team? The Bears? If they brought over like the Canadian the Argonauts head football coach to coach in America, it wouldn't even be equivalent to that. It would be essentially, Jesse Marsh coming over to coach the Bears. But no, like it's insane to me that Gregg Berhalter's been able to get away with this. He was shit in the World Cup. His tactics are shit. He doesn't know what he's doing. The team has gotten worse underneath Gregg Berhalter, and there doesn't seem to be any consequences.
Are you done?
I mean, go ahead.
I mean, I agree. He is pretty garbage. I mean, what did he do with the Columbus Crew? Did he
They
win?
won an MLS.
Wow.
So again, MLS is not my primary soccer viewing. All right, I watch Euro soccer. I love mainly the Premier League. To be honest, now that Christian Pulisic was on AC Milan, I watched way too much Serie A football for my own good. Okay, it's just not something you see anywhere in the whole world. And the problem is that we don't have enough eyeballs on it, and the people that do care about American soccer just don't. There's not enough of them, right, to go in and let people know that this needs to change, because we do have a passionate fan base. We've been planning a trip to the next World Cup in the United States since the last World Cup in our group alone. And there's lots of people like that. There are people in England that actually like Team USA, but they like it to make fun of it because they know nothing's ever going to happen as far as Gregg Berhalter is concerned. So they have the same issues here with Gareth Southgate. And we're going to get to that in just a second. I know you almost seized on that to transition. We're not ready to transition yet. So when you consider the talent on the field, one, Weston McKennie played like shit in Copa America. He's one of the USA's best players. You know whose fault that is, Wes?
His own
Gregg
fault.
Berhalter. Yeah, he needs to be out there and play with heart, but he's allowed these players to get way too comfortable. Way too comfortable. All right? They need to be pushed a little bit. We need to bring in some European players with American heritage to play for Team USA that maybe didn't make their nation's team, because right now UEFA looks way better. They look way better, and Gregg Berhalter thinks he's this mastermind coach, and he's not. He's literally a coach that comes up with his tactics writing with a pen on a sheet of toilet paper while he takes a shit. He is the worst coach in all of soccer. There's not a single coach worse than him in international football. Okay? So I know England would like to have a drink at the bar with Gareth Southgate, and you watch that game with your eyes glued to the television screen. So let's shift over to UEFA. We might play a little back and forth, because we might come back to Copa America.
Well, I'm just going to
drew Brazil today.
I'm just going to say a lot of former U.S. Men's national team players, including Alexi Lawless, have called for Gregg Berhalter to be fired. I think the writing's on the wall. I think you're going to get your wish here pretty soon.
I mean, Hercules Gomez. I want Jose Mourinho. I mean, lots of people are saying Jurgen Klopp. They can't afford Jurgen Klopp, and I think Jurgen Klopp is done. Jurgen Klopp was making $19 million a year, okay? Like, I don't think Jurgen Klopp's gonna be the guy that we get. Yeah. But, like, Jose Mourinho, the defensive style of soccer that he plays, defensive style of football that he plays, might be exactly what the U.S. needs, because they do have those speedsters, right? They do have Balagnone. They do have how do you pronounce his name? It's not Balagnone. I just said that. I just butchered his name.
Don't ask me, bro.
But they have Timothy Way, where when he's not being an idiot, Timothy Way is good, right? He's fast. He can stretch the field. Christian Pulisic is the most talented offensive player that the Team USA has ever had. You got Tyler Adams that can play defense. We're going to waste Timothy Ream's last World Cup if they don't get their stuff together. I think Matt can be a really good keeper. I really do. But something needs to be done, right? Something needs to be figured out as it pertains to this team. And I think it is a coach that's hard on them. I think it's a coach that's a little crazy. And that is, in my opinion, Jose Mourinho. But we'll see. We'll see what they come up with. Like, everybody's calling for Jurgen Klopp. I just don't think that's realistically going to happen. Not with what's available to the United States, right? And the United States Soccer Federation. I mean, Gregg Berhalter has got to go.
Yeah, transitioning to the England game. Wow. The second 45 and the rest of stoppage time and extra time.
You've been busy boy. Wow. You've been a busy boy. You've been dog sitting and dog carting all over the world trying to get back to your sports. You've been man of the house. You had your apron on all week trying to keep it all together before you take off.
Wow. All I got to say is, Gareth Southgate, you owe Jude Bellingham your job, because he saved.
And England owes Jude Bellingham quite a big apology, because they were giving him a hard time about not showing up in the last two games. He showed up in the first game. He showed up in the first game in a big way, and then in this game, go ahead, sorry.
That corner kick to bicycle kick was one of the filthiest things I've ever seen.
Parked the bus after they scored that goal. They had everyone in defense.
They did. That was a banger of a match. Enjoyed it.
And then Harry Kane comes.
It was way Yeah, it was way better than watching the U.S. team.
I'm sure, because it's real football. It's played well. It's not rock'em sock'em robots, which is what Gregg Berhalter allows Team USA to play. Yeah, and it's interesting because France has largely disappointed so far in UEFA, but France has a win. Do you know who they're about to play?
Was it France and Portugal?
Portugal, right? So we've got Mbappe, who is coming for the crown, right? Cristiano Ronaldo, who missed a penalty,
and started crying.
And started. Well, we have no idea the pressure that's on these guys
I
to play for their nation, but especially him.
So here's the thing, because I also saw some of that game, and all I gotta say is, the Slovenia. Sorry, I almost said Slovakia again, but that was
You're
the
just very
England
excited
game.
about England.
I know.
And Harry Kane.
So the keeper Jan Oblak, I think that's how you say his name. He put on a show because Portugal was dominating that match. I think they had something like 78% like time of possession. And they still managed to keep him off the board. And he saved Cristiano Ronaldo's penalty shot. He put on a hell of a game. It's just unfortunate that Portugal's goalkeeper had a little bit better of a game.
That's the way it goes. And I mean, you said
it was a goalless game. Yeah, Diego Costa stood out too.
You said Portugal could very well win the Euros.
Yeah, absolutely. Diego Costa plays like Diego Costa. The goalie plays like he did today. They're winning it all.
You're relying way too much on.
Who are they going to lose to? Garrett Southgate?
They could lose to France right now.
I don't think so. France didn't look that impressive.
No, but they've got what may be the best player in the world. It depends, right? Let's say what Victor does in Copa America for Brazil. But they've got what may be the best player in the world in Mbappe, and they've got a solid team that was just in the World Cup final against Argentina. We forget that, and then won the World Cup before that. France is not a joke. France is a stacked team, and if you look at their roster, it's from top to bottom. They're just not playing well. But we've got another matchup outside of, like, the Euros are setting up to be great. And let's not sleep. Yeah, let's not sleep on Switzerland. Switzerland went out there and put it on Italy, who was the defending champion of the Euros.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I didn't either. I looked up at the so we were going to a going away out here for full transparency, and they had it up on the big screen, and I look up, and it was just starting the second half, and it was 2-0 already for the Swiss, and I was like, what is happening? Like, are they really up 2-0 on Italy? Yes, they were. Right? So let's not sleep on them in England. But the matchup that go ahead.
I was going to say, are you talking about Spain-Germany?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was about to get to.
That's
going to be a banger. That's going to be a banger of a matchup. But Spain just put up 4 goals. Now, they had the easiest matchup in the round of 16 against Georgia. But, man, Spain...
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, Georgia made it to the knockout rounds? I was like, okay.
But Spain's starting to look like Spain, man. Spain's starting to look like Spain, and that's terrifying because Spain is a footballing nation. And if they can keep putting up results like that, that Germany game is going to be so much fun.
Yeah. And
how about the little dogs?
The Dutch.
The Dutch.
The Flying Dutchman.
Their opponent, Turkey.
Yeah.
The little engine that could. What is Turkey doing in the Euros in the quarterfinals? What world are we living in? What simulation, how about that again, are we living in where they are in the quarterfinals?
I did not anticipate them being there, but they're there, and I think they're going to put up a good fight against the Dutch. But I stand by, even though Portugal's got a tough road, I still stand by Portugal.
I honestly think Portugal is maybe 6th best team here.
Really?
Out of the whole group? Yeah, because Spain, Germany are better. I think France, the team they're playing against, is better. England's better, and Netherlands is better. So what is that? That is 4 right there, 5 right there. Yeah, 5 teams better than them.
Sorry, but I disagree, bro.
That's okay. You're allowed to have that. It's just I just don't. Maybe it's because I'm Ronaldo fatigued. That could be what it is. I just don't see a 38-year-old player going out there and doing that. But let's go to another place where the oldest player in the league is considered one of the best players in the league, the NBA.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. And Bronny gets to play with Daddy. Do you think
back to the NBA draft.
Do you think Daddy had a hand in that? Do you think Daddy was there? Like, yo, Pelinka, we're drafting him.
No way. LeBron never had a say in that draft pick. What? No way.
So you know who their new head coach is?
No.
JJ Redick. Redick. Do you know? Yeah, JJ Redick is. We talk about sports here, folks. It's okay. The NBA season is months away, right, Wes? You haven't your prep for the NBA. So JJ Redick, as the new coach of the Lakers, makes the move with Pelinka and with Jeannie Buss to draft Bronny James. And
shocker.
Do you know why or where we would associate JJ Redick with LeBron James?
I'm not sure. Did they ever? They didn't play together, did they?
No, they played together like this, like you and I are playing together right now. They had a little bit of a podcast together, which automatically qualifies somebody to be LeBron James's head coach, and also the head coach of one of the most celebrated franchises in the NBA. But I'm not, and here's the thing. I think JJ is...
Mind the game. A LeBron and JJ Redick podcast.
I told you.
And all of a sudden he's the... Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's funny. You are like Charlie, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, putting all the pieces together with your red string, pulling your red string across.
Like, okay, I respect LeBron, but dude, you're not the coach. You're not the GM.
Yeah, I respect JJ Redick. JJ Redick's very smart, but this is so funny, like the way everything worked out.
Hiring your little son who sucks is not the way to go either.
That's rough to take out a 19-year-old like that. But it is weird to take control of an organization in that way, where it's like, no. You will be hiring my son. And you're not the owner of that organization. You're not the coach of that organization. So you're not even like the district manager.
And you will be hiring my bro as coach.
Yeah, and to have that much power. But in reality, he is an
just pulled out an AK-47 and said, look at me. I am the captain now.
And you know what he is? What do the Lakers have outside of him?
Nothing.
Yeah, like, so what is your dispute there? You don't really have one. You want LeBron James to re-sign. You want to compete, which they haven't done, by the way, since COVID, really. And that championship has a giant asterisk next to it. But if you want to compete as the Los Angeles Lakers, you don't think so? You don't think that championship has a giant asterisk next to it?
No, I don't. I mean, it was a screwed up year, but everyone played in the same bubble.
I don't know, man. I think it's way different with the fans there. And I love that you're like, no, you're like, do not take away the only happiness I had during that terrible, terrible year.
They're just going to put an asterisk next to all of the sports that were played, all of the games that were played without fans over those 2 years.
I do not mind giving the Chiefs an asterisk. I do not mind that. I do not mind that.
I mean, they had fans at the Super Bowl, so.
Yeah. I don't think the Lakers...
But it was also 50% crowd, wasn't it?
Look at what, I don't remember, but look at what Anthony Davis was able to do in the bubble. He's never been able to do that in his career. Ever. Like, and they played the Heat, who, let's not sleep on. Jimmy Butler is really good, but
For sure.
Jimmy Butler is not on the level of LeBron James, and that Heat team was nowhere near as good as the Lakers were. The real championship was the Nuggets against the Lakers, and we're seeing that a lot outside of the Celtics winning it this year, where the best teams reside in the West. I don't think they're going to compete for anything. I don't think JJ Redick's the guy, and I don't
think so either.
I don't think Bronny James is going to lead them to prominence.
I mean, I think, if this is how LeBron wants to spend the last few years of his career, being on a mediocre Lakers team, if he wants to sacrifice winning a ring to play with his son, then, more power to him. Because
I wish he would have gone down or up north. Sorry.
But I don't think he expects to win a ring.
You know why? I wish he went north, Wes?
Why?
So he can
Northwest?
replace Klay Thompson
No,
and play with Steph Curry.
I don't want him to go to the garbage Warriors.
How about Portland? How about what Portland was able to do? Nothing. Again, your new GM is trash. But anyway, I don't have a lot for that. We want to give a
Take
giant.
us lower down, bro. Cool.
We want to give a giant congratulations to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese for making their first All-Star team in their rookie year.
They're going to be playing against the U.S. women's team in the All-Star game.
Yeah, and we
so
want
she'll
to
get a chance to prove that she belongs.
And we want to give Alex Pereira his flowers for a massive head kick knockout of Yuri Prochazka at UFC 303, because that knockout was crazy. And I don't know, did you watch the buildup of this fight going into it?
No.
Yuri Prochazka was begging Alex Pereira to not bring spirits into the ring with him, to fight fair without the spirits. I'm not kidding. I'm being dead serious.
In the head.
All right, well,
he's like, that's cool, bro.
In 2 weeks, we've got a big game coming out. This is going to be the time where I shut down and I just talk mainly about my dynasty team, I think, on NCAA football 2025, because it's finally coming back, and I'm very excited about it. It is going to be awesome. You're very excited about your trip this weekend. I'm going to wish you a safe flight tomorrow. Enjoy yourself. Thank you, audience. Please listen to us while you're around the barbecue having a cocktail or maybe some popcorn and beers this weekend. We look forward to seeing you next week as we really start to get our NFL and NBA coverage underway for next season. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week.
Adios.